Everyone says that DaVinci Resolve is the king of color grading software. But what if I told you there's one plugin that can make your Premiere Pro After Effects to be 10 times better than DaVinci Resolve? Let's take a look. So this is PFA Color Suite 7.8. Inclusion and the algorithm behind CinePulse AI. In one click, you are able to generate a very nice look. So none of the look will be identical. 125 parameters inside all the toolkit. When you click one time of generate look, sliders will move simultaneously to build a look that never be the same. So look at how great the result is. You can change the intensity, and that's how crazily fast for you to generate a look. Look at how drastically different is the grade, the before and after. That's amazing, right? So what we can do next, we can go down to individual panels. For example, now I want more Filmic Contrast. I can either use regrade film tonal curve, or I can go down, turn on the curve overlay, then let me leave the black points to create that milky gray in the shadows to have the film look. And that's all. That's how simple it is. I just finished the grading. 0328. Save the preset. Go to next shot. Put in the same 260328. Immediately we transfer the grade from one shot to the next. Okay? So that's how powerful this engine is. And you can regrade across softwares. This is Premiere. You can do the same thing with Resolve. So now let's talk about another toolkit that we have here. It's the color swap. We rework the engine and the math underneath it. So color swap, now we are using what it does. For example, you have grain. You can turn on the grain mask, increase the range of selection of grain. You can use command to fine tune, and then you can drag and change the green to any colors you want. So that is how powerful this whole engine is. And you can play back at 4K timeline at full speed without any single dropping of frame. And it's so optimized. And we have done the optimization for both Windows and Mac. So now let's skip the CinePulse AI. Let's go straight to the usual flow of how we build a professional grade. If you're talking about what will be the best way for you to color anything, definitely the hands down has to be the film mixer engine that built in. So we are going to talk about the mixer engine first. So let's go to create. Look at how this one plugin can do so many things that even the DaVinci Resolve can't do. You see now our entire color is spread out in the vector scope. So we want to make a palette. So mixer engine consists of three tools: color mixer, separation, and printer lights. So with color mixer, when you drag the teal and orange slider, look at what happens. Every single of your spread out vector scope is compressed into a linear line on the vector scope. So instantly, I get a very nice color palette right there. That's insane. And just how simple and how easy it is to build a palette. Behind this is channel math and algorithm. Actually, all these are normalized slider. If you look at the DaVinci Resolve, the normalized slider, now they are auto-normalized functions. But how do you achieve the teal and orange with the film mixer? It's unclear. For people who are using DaVinci Resolve, they barely even touch film mixers. But here we have the mixer on steroids because we have skin protection built in. Look at how well if you want to fine tune. So no matter how you shift the palette, when I turn on the skin protection to max, let's say now I want magenta and green. Look at what happens. It's shifting everything to magenta and green without affecting our skin tone. It's still long. That's how powerful this engine is. If you use the traditional DaVinci Resolve, that's how it looks like on traditional mixers in DaVinci Resolve. Its whole image will shift into this green and magenta palette. But increase the skin protection to max, you can build, which is two strip effect, teal and orange. Everything clears out for you. Okay, so now let's build on the teal and orange palette. I want some customization. So what I can do is I can go down, ask yourself, what do I want to add? For example, I want to add cyan. Look at the vector scope. Opposite cyan is red. So by reducing red, the channel mixing is remixing all the red signals into cyan. So you can do that. So we go to red, we hold command, do the fine tuning. We're now shifting all the red slightly into the cyan. Look at how crazily this is done. And no matter how much you zoom at the shot, there will be zero deterioration at the image at all because this is channel math. We are not doing pixel selections. If color density and the previous two are doing pixel selection, this is 100% on channels. Okay, so apart from this, now let's talk about separation. Film separation is another tool. We already have a palette established. Here it controls the precise stretching of the colors along the axis. For example, I want to stretch the color along the cyan and red, so I can hold Command, increase the separation or reduce the separation. If previously the linearized way of forming a palette is too compressed, I can bring out the magenta and green and other colors in the frame through this technique. Or I can increase the yellow and blue to shift the color zones. So you have all kinds of ways for you to build a different kind of look. So now we build a very moody kind of cinematic vibe to the whole thing. So last but not least, I think the most important thing is creating mood. Ultimate goal of color grading is always about how to use color to communicate the story, bring out the emotion. So we built the best tool to achieve that. It's called film printer lights. Imagine film printer lights is like adding colors to the frame that is previously not recorded on the camera. So what it does here, for example, I can turn on production mask. All the white areas are where the injection of color going to be. So I can reduce the amount of effect and increase the shadow skin protection. And now, if I want the green kind of vintage vibe to it, I can just hold Command, increase green, increase yellow. See how nicely it instantly adds that vintage vibe right away. So if I want a totally different mode, I want it to be cooler, so I just increase cyan, increase blue, reduce yellow. I get a totally different mood and hours. You are controlling the lighting and aligning lighting. Traditional printer lights, even in DaVinci Resolve, is by default skin protection and skin shadow protection at 0. So in this way, this is how DaVinci gonna work. This is how poor the result gonna be. But with the shadow protection and skin protection built in, this is a fine-tuned tool to tell your story and change the mood of your story instantly with this power kit. That's crazy, okay? So you can grab the free trial in the link below. And just remember, we still have the 30% off offer expiring until the end of this month. We now have Adobe Premiere version, After Effects version, DaVinci Resolve version for both Windows and Mac. And the best part, one license unlocks one machine. I hate it when I have to buy different license for different software, but you have it with our kit. And you can transfer all the presets you built from one machine to the next. And that's the power and beauty of PFA Color Suite. My name is Nash, Passion Fuels Ambition. I shall see you in the next one.